يا راغبا في كل علم نافع.
ينمو العلم ويتقدم بتقنياته ومجالاته، ومعه نطور أدواتنا في تقديم العلم الشرعي. أكاديمية
زاد أكاديمية ينبوعها صاف ليروي غلة الظمآن. وتعلم الفقه الميسر عاملا بالشرع دون تعصب لفلان. بشرى لنا زاد أكاديمية للعلم كالأزهار في البستان.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن اهتدى بهداه. أما بعد. There is a concept of lease to own, and this is widely spread nowadays, even in the Muslim world, unfortunately. And basically it is two parties. One leases or rents a property or a vehicle, which is the norm, or an item, and he pays rent fees regularly on timely basis, and after the time has elapsed, he possesses the item, which is usually the car. And this transaction is widely spread, but it involves two contracts, two sales in one sale. And if you go and genuinely ask the parties involved, the person renting would say, no, I'm not leasing, I'm actually buying. And the company, the car company, says that I'm interested in selling. I don't want to lease. I'm not a rental car agency. So why are they doing this? This is being done so that the car company, the agency, ensures the maximum profit possible with the minimal risk possible. 20 years ago, people would go to the car dealer, see a car, buy the car on installments because they can't afford it cash. And the car dealer takes a particular percentage as a risk factor, which is fixed. It's not variable depending on time. No, you want to buy this car, it's 100,000 riyals, cash. You don't have the cash, over 5 years' time, you pay us 120,000 riyals. Not a single penny extra if you're defaulting or late, or no penalty, late penalty fees, none. It's a win-win. Unfortunately, due to the fact that some people may buy the car, give the collaterals, and sell it immediately and never show up. And the car dealer has to go and pursue with the authorities, try to catch this crook. So there was a lot of hassle behind this. So they came with this ingenious idea of asking the people to rent, to lease. If you defaulted, we'll repossess the car. All what you've paid is gone down the drain. You were leasing. And we will still ask you to pay penalty for your delay in payment. We will either reuse the car, sell it, and we would have done a fortune out of that. And Islam prohibits such ambiguity and transgression. The Islamic Fiqh Council, when they convened, they said that such a transaction is not permissible. And there has to be two separate contracts from one another, not related. So if you want to lease, here's the contract for leasing. It's for 5 years. What happens after 5 years? Nothing. The contract is over. We repossess the car. You go your way, I go my way. But if you're interested, we can have a second contract that we would formulate and write after the 5 years are over. We could assess how much the car is worth, and if you wish to buy it, we make this selling contract afterwards. Or we can give you a promise that after the 5 years are over, we're going to sell it to you depending on the price of the market. Or we could say that after the 5 years of leasing is done and over, we give you the car as a gift for paying on time. This is fine, providing that there is no cheating, no ambiguity. Where is the ambiguity? The ambiguity is when you say that I am leasing you for 5 years, are you actually leasing? What do you mean? If I go to Budget or to Hertz to rent a car, I rent the car for a month, for a year, and the car is not under my name. It is under the owner's name, which means if the car breaks down, immediately the car rental shop would substitute me with a substitute car because I'm paying the rent. They'll take their first car, fix it, pay the damages, and return it back. Or I would continue with the second car. In the lease to own transactions, the companies say, we have nothing to do with the maintenance. It's your problem. I'm not talking about the things that are usual, such as tires, the battery. These are usual. I use the car for a year, the battery goes dead, I pay for that. The consumption of the tires, I've used it, I depleted it, I can pay for that. But I'm talking about engine failure. I'm talking about serious stuff. Besides, who pays the insurance? This is also something that has to be discussed. Why do I pay the insurance if the beneficiary is the car dealer? So I am interested in buying the car. I've been paying insurance for 5 years and paying my installments every single month. I've been punctual. Yet, a couple of days before the 5 years elapsed, the car was in front of my home. A big 18-wheeler rampaged it and flattened it to the earth, totaled it. The insurance company pays for the damages or for a new car. The car dealer says, okay, no harm is done. The insurance company paid for the money. So, alhamdulillah. Okay, what about my car? I need a car. He said, okay, we'll give you another car, but you have to lease it once again from scratch. Why? I paid 5 years for the car I had. Yeah, but it's totaled. Okay, what about the 5 years I paid? You were paying rent. Come on. You guys know and I know that I was intending to buy it. Well, the contract says otherwise. All of this is to fool the customer, to milk the customer, so that the car dealer would not lose a penny, while all the loss is on me as a buyer. And this is not fair. It's un-Islamic. I've seen in some car dealers the contract, and they say that verbally, each year you have to pay 12,000 riyals, 1,000 riyals a month for the car you're driving. So that's mighty fine. 12 by 5, that's 60,000. Okay, the car's originally is cost as 100,000, maybe. So in 5 years, I'm paying 60,000, and then they'll evaluate it at the end of the 5 years, and I'll pay the difference, and I can buy it if I want, because this is one of the 3 options. When you come to the contract, it says the first year you have to pay every month 4,500 riyals. I thought you said 1,000. The agent or the seller says, yeah, it's 1,000. So why are you writing that I have to pay 4,500? He said, because if you defaulted after 2 months and you said, I don't want the lease anymore, then by contract, you're obliged to pay us 9,000 riyals for 2 months, not 2,000. So that we would cover our losses for selling you a brand new car. So they say something while writing is something different, and all of this kind of ambiguity, unfortunately, is prevailing. And the customer wants a car desperately, and he doesn't mind cutting corners or bending the rules, while Islam protects him and the buyer and the seller and everyone else in the community. هذا والله أعلم ونسبة العلم إليه أسلم وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على عبده ورسوله نبينا محمد.
يا راغبا في كل علم نافع.
ينمو العلم ويتقدم بتقنياته ومجالاته، ومعه نطور أدواتنا في تقديم العلم الشرعي. أكاديمية
زاد أكاديمية ينبوعها صاف ليروي غلة الظمآن، وتعلم الفقه الميسر عاملا بالشرع دون تعصب لفلان. بشرى لنا زاد أكاديمية للعلم كالأزهار في البستان.